Hey, this is Mark coming at you live from the ZR2 Bison Studios here at Five Angels Outdoor. I just wanted to say hi and introduce this video. Colt and I went up and spent some time in the Richloam Wildlife Management Area, and this is about an hour north of us here, about an hour north of the Tampa Bay area, and right off I-75 pretty much. You have the Withlacoochee State Forest there, the Green Swamp is also there, and Richloam, notorious for being super wet, super challenging, you know, and really enter at your own risk. But what we found is that, you know, in Florida here, we haven't had significant rain in about really a couple of months. May is one of the driest on record. April was pretty dry. So as I was going through the trails here in Richloam, I could see where water would be. You know, there'd be plenty of bypasses to get around the challenges, get around the water for those that didn't want to go through. But really, it was all dried out. At the most, there was some wet sand or, you know, some wet areas, not really even any mud. But I mean, it was fun. We had a great time. I definitely would like to go back when there's more water prevalent, just to see how the bison performs and really make a day of it in a sense. But enjoy this video, see the tracks, see how everything looks. It was fun. I would recommend going out there at any time, and it's pretty big area. I mean, I hit a small subsection of it, so we'll go back, do other areas of this, do some of these same trails, but we had a fun time. Enjoy the video. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Alright, so this is the map of our travels. We entered off 471, basically meandered back and forth and around via forest roads and trails, and we exited the Richloam area right around the Richloam General Store, a little historical store where you can get tchotchkes and drinks and whatnot.
All right, Colty, going through our first challenge. Oh yeah. Awesome.
That was probably the extent of the wettest area that we encountered. It was wet, ruddy, deep sand, which I walked and checked out, but no visible water. And that was pretty much it. And that was in the first 5 minutes of entering the area. Outside of that, the trails, as I said, were extremely dry. It was fun, and there was a lot of really cool different areas. But you know, just like this one we're seeing here, you can tell in certain times of the year that there would be a lot of water here, but it is just non-existent due to the lack of rain in the month of May or so. So we had a great time, but I tell you, I was cleaning more dust off the bison than mud for sure. This is a little hunting camp. We came, we stopped here, had some lunch. Colt and I just chilled out and relaxed, but we saw a few other people on the trails here and there, but it was a good time. As you can see, here's another example where there's bypasses and some drier mud looking areas, but nothing with standing water or really wet, challenging mud. Richloam is it's a pretty cool area. I mean, the terrain, you know, the Florida pine, sort of forested. You can see where they've done some clear cuts. You could see where there was newer tree growth, or where they've done some fire prevention mechanisms, you know, by doing some controlled burns and stuff. But it was good seeing the different areas in this northern section of Richloam. you know, and we got to see some really cool things. Not a lot of wildlife that we saw, large animal wise, other than a ground tortoise. It's mostly visible birds and whatnot. So some trails were tighter than others. Some areas were quite wide open. Some were a little tight, nothing too crazy to create some off-roading pinstriping going on. I did, through the dust, see where trees had brushed against the dust and created, you know, some striping in that sense. But once I did wash the truck, there's no visible deep scratches or scratches in the clear coat. But you know, a couple little spots here and there. I was wondering if I was going to exit with some scratches, but I ended up not, and had just had a great time. Yeah, unlike citrus area where you see some off camber or some heavy ruts, you know, it seemed like the trails here at Richloam, other than being dry, there were many areas that seemed like they were pretty groomed. This area was one of them. You could see that the track seemed to have been groomed, and off to the left is the northern boundary of the green swamp area. And you could definitely see on the trail that's poking out here and wild that it was definitely had been turned and groomed, and really not evidence of vehicle traffic there. But there were several spots in here. It looks like they maintained the trails pretty well in this area. But I was pleasantly surprised. But you know, definitely missing some of the crazy off camber stuff or some of the ruddy stuff that you would see, say, in a citrus wildlife management area. A lot of points where we hit some real deep sugary type sand. You know, I obviously aired down my tires to about 18 psi for this adventure, so no issues. Nothing near a problem. You know, I'm running, you know, 4 low in some areas, but you know, I actually changed it off to 4 high in you know, towards the end, because you know, I was able to you know, cruise along at a little more speedier fashion, and the, you know, the roads, I wasn't going to get into any trouble. Yeah, I'm thoroughly enjoying the way the Bison is handling itself. You know, it's it's a desert runner, it's an off-roader, it's a crawler. I mean, whatever you're going to do with it, based on your configurations and setup, you know, it'll fit those needs. But I've had so much fun, and I've been totally happy with how it's performed. Here's another example of a trail that's sort of been groomed. You can see in the borders where it looks like the dirt has been turned or graded. Obviously that we've had plenty of vehicle traffic that packed down the track with their tires, but you can see off to the sides where it looks like some equipment's come through and graded the trail. So over and all, it was a good few hours. We traveled and traversed up and down just in the northern area. All in all, it was very good. As I said, Richloam is a pretty decent size area, and when you combine that with the green swamp, it's even bigger. I definitely go back again to experience some of the wetter conditions. If it was going to be wet like that, I definitely wouldn't mind going in a group, just in case some recovery is needed. People were surprised when they said when I told them I was going out to Richloam, and I went by myself. But everything, like I said, being dry, no issues, and I definitely want to go back again and sort of explore deeper into the swamp and deeper into the conditions as we enter summer rainy season here in Florida. This will get more and more challenging, so I definitely compare this visit to future visits, and I look forward to hitting this area again. But I hope you have enjoyed sort of seeing what it looks like as it stands now. Come back again, see our other adventures, and don't forget, like the video, subscribe, throw down some comments, and I appreciate your coming here to view. We'll see you next time.